Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring your favorite fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to every one of you who subscribes to my channel. As long as there's one of you that likes this, I'm going to keep doing this thing. Join the Legion today over on Patreon for free and help decide next week's new character. It's a battle of the Marvel superheroes with Spider-Man versus Psylocke. Today we're bringing to life Frost, the sadistic egomaniac of the Lin Kuei, which is saying something because Bi-Han and Sector are both members of the Lin Kuei. Taken in and trained by the second Sub-Zero, when the new Shiryu united with the Lin Kuei to protect Earthrealm, Frost betrayed her master and sided with Kronika, who gave her the one chance she always wanted, to prove she was the greatest of the Lin Kuei. With mastery over cryomancy and her transformation into a cyber warrior, Frost is now far more dangerous than she has ever been before. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook and Eberron Rising from the Last War. We're using standard point array to make things easy for you, and we have 3 stat minimum, so if you use a different system, keep an eye on those. We'll start things off with Dex at 15, Martial Arts, and Stealth. Say it with me now, Dex good. Intelligence falls in with a 14. You may have had a natural gift for cryomancy, but now you're all tech. Wisdom flies in with 13. This is a minimum. Yeah, you know where this is going now. Good. We will not be making this higher because damn do you have some impulse control issues. Con will be a 12. You are no longer flesh and blood and health is irrelevant. Strength will be low with a 10. You are made of metal, so you should be stronger. And we're dumping charisma. Frost was a human, but is now all machine. Warforged from Eberron works great. Place +2 into Con and +1 into Dex. Constructed Resilience makes you tough to fight against because you're a machine. You have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned, you have resistance to poison damage, you are immune to disease, you don't sleep and can't be put to sleep magically, and you don't eat, drink, or breathe. Sentry's Rest makes your long rest 6 hours where you are inactive but aware of your surroundings. Integrated Protection grants you +1 to your AC, and you can bond with armor you are proficient with, which you will not be proficient with any. Specialized Design grants you a skill and tool proficiency. Grab Perception for your skill. For your tool proficiency, I would suggest Tinkerer's Tools to help maintain your new robot body. To finish out your lineage, you know the language Common and one other of your choice. For background, take the skills Stealth and Arcana. For your final 2 proficiencies, go with what you feel. They can either be language and or tool proficiencies, so have fun choosing. Level 1 monks start off with 2 skills. Choose Acrobatics and Athletics. You are proficient in all simple melee weapons, short swords, and 1 artisan tool or musical instrument of your choice. To finish out your proficiencies, you are proficient in the saving throws, strength, and dex. Unarmored Defense makes your AC 10 plus dex plus wisdom when not wearing armor. Martial Arts improves your unarmed strikes when you're not wearing armor. It also improves your simple melee weapons, but you are the weapon, so who cares? Your unarmed strikes can now be dex-based. You can make an unarmed strike with a bonus action when you take the attack action, and your unarmed strikes use martial arts dice, which begins at a D4. Level 1 wizards begin with spell casting. You gain a spell book which records all your spells within it, and you can prepare a total number of spells equal to your intelligence modifier plus wizard level between long rests. You will learn 2 spells each time you level up and can learn spells by recording them into your spell book. You're going to start off with 3 cantrips and 6 spells, but only 2 spell slots. Learn to love cantrips and punching. Arcane Recovery lets you recover used spell slots at the end of a short rest. These spell slots can only be equal to half or less than your wizard level and can never be 6th level or higher. For spells, Frostbite attempts to freeze a target within 60 feet by forcing a con save. If they fail, they take 1d6 cold damage as ice appears around them, and they have disadvantage on their next weapon attack before the end of its next turn. Ray of Frost fires a blast of ice at a target within 60 feet, dealing 1d8 cold damage on a hit, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. Featherfall stops all fall damage with a reaction no matter the height. Shield adds +5 to your AC as a reaction and automatically stops magic missile. Mage Armor creates ice armor around yourself and grants you an AC of 13 plus dex for 8 hours while not wearing armor. Jump grants you boosters to triple your jump distance for 1 minute. Ice Knife fires an ice spike at a creature within 60 feet. On a hit, the target takes 1d10 piercing damage. If it hits or misses, the spike explodes and the target and everyone within 5 feet of it must make a dex save or take 2d6 cold damage. Long Strider boosts your speed by 10 feet for 1 hour. Level 2 Wizards now have their subclass. Evocation, found in the player's handbook, will improve your ice magic. Evocation Savant makes it easier for you to learn evocation spells and record them in your spellbook by cutting the time and gold required in half. Sculpt Spells makes it easier to not hurt your underlings with your ice. When you cast an invocation spell that affects other creatures, you can choose a number of creatures that you can see equal to 1 plus the spell level. The chosen creatures automatically succeed on a saving throw from your evocation spell and take no damage. For your spells, Detect Magic lets you scan the area around you for 10 minutes while you maintain the spell. While scanning, you can see any magical effects within 30 feet. With an action, you can know what school of magic they are from. You will not know what the effect is, so let's fix that with another spell. Identify lets you touch and scan an object that is either magic or under a spell effect. For 1 minute, you will know every detail about the effect or item. Level 2 Monks gain unarmored movement. Now when not wearing armor, your speed receives a boost. Right now, your speed is boosted to 40 feet. Ki grants you ki points that equal your monk level that you can spend to perform special moves, and you can regain these after 30 minutes of meditation. For these special moves, Flurry of Blows lets you make 2 unarmed strikes with a bonus action after taking the attack action for 1 ki point. Step of the Wind gives you more boosts by turning dash or disengage into bonus actions and doubles your jump distance for 1 ki point. Patient Defense turns dodge into a bonus action for 1 ki point. Level 3 Monks receive their subclass. Open Hand from the player's handbook makes sense because your fists are metal. Open Hand technique improves your unarmed strikes when you use Flurry of Blows. Now when you hit a creature with one of your Flurry of Blows, you can choose an effect. You can force a dex save or knock them prone, you can force a strength save or push them back 15 feet, or take away their reactions until the end of your next turn. Deflect Missile lets you reduce damage from ranged attacks with a reaction by 1d10 plus dex plus your monk level. If you reduce the damage to 0, you can spend 1 ki point to catch the projectile and throw it back as an attack. Your character level 5 now. Frostbite and Ray of Frost are now dealing 2 damage dice each. Your proficiency bonus is also brought up to a +3. Level 4 Monks earn our first ability score improvement, increase your intelligence to prepare more spells and have a better spell attack and DC. Slow Fall reduces your falling damage by 5 times your monk level with a reaction. Quickened Healing lets you heal yourself by spending 2 ki points and rolling a martial arts dice and adding your proficiency bonus. Level 5 Monks now have extra attack. You can now attack twice with a single attack action. Stunning Strike lets you stun an enemy you hit. When you hit a creature, you can spend 1 ki point to force a con save. Should they fail, they are now stunned until the end of your next turn. Now remember, this DC as well as the DC from your Open Hand technique is based on Wisdom since it's a monk ability. Focused Aim lets you turn a miss into a hit by spending 3 ki points when you miss with an attack. You can now add +2 to the attack roll per point spent. Finally, your martial arts dice are now a d6. Level 6 Monks gain Ki Empowered Strikes. Your unarmed strikes are now magical. Wholeness of Body lets you heal yourself with an action equal to 3 times your monk level once per long rest. Your unarmored movement is now boosted to 45 feet. Level 3 Wizards receive second level spells. For your new spells, Hold Person freezes a humanoid within 60 feet in place for 1 minute while you maintain the spell. Forcing a Wisdom save, should they fail, they are paralyzed while the spell is active. At the end of each of its turns, it can retake the save to end the spell. Silic's Snowball Storm unleashes a flurry of ice blasts out to a point within 90 feet. Each creature within a 5-foot radius where you fire these must make a dex save or take 3d6 cold damage. You've hit character level 9, raise your proficiency bonus again to +4. Level 4 wizards earn another ability score improvement, bump up intelligence again. For your new spells, Rhyme's Binding Ice blasts out a cone of cold energy that is 30 feet. Each creature within the cone must make a con save or take 3d8 cold damage, and they are sealed in ice for 1 minute and have their speed reduced to 0. If they pass the save, the ice doesn't seal them. Dragon's Breath fires another blast of cold out with a 15-foot cone. Forcing a dex save, they take 3d6 cold damage on a failure. You can maintain this for 1 minute, and you can make this blast again each turn with a bonus action. You also gain a new cantrip. Have fun choosing because there's only 2 ice cantrips. Level 7 monks now have Evasion. This improves your dex save, so now you take no damage on a successful dex save and half on a failure. Stillness of Mind lets you end effects on yourself that are causing you to be charmed or frightened. Your character level 11 now, Frostbite and Ray of Frost, now do 3 damage dice each. Level 8 monks earn another ability score improvement, Cap Off Intelligence. Level 9 monks gain a massive improvement to their unarmored movement. You can now run up vertical surfaces and across liquid surfaces. You've hit another milestone. Your character level 13, raise your proficiency bonus again to +5. Level 5 wizards receive 3rd level spells. For your spells, Fly unleashes your rocket boosters and grants you a flying speed of 60 feet for 10 minutes while you maintain the spell. Sleet Storm summons a storm of ice for 1 minute while you maintain the spell. The storm is a 40-foot radius cylinder that is 20 feet high, obscuring the area. When a creature enters the area or starts its turn, it must make a dex save or fall prone as they slip on ice. If a creature starts its turn in the area and is concentrating on a spell, the creature must make a con save or lose concentration. Level 6. In Evocation, wizards now have Potent Cantrip. Now when a creature succeeds on a saving throw from your cantrip, they can now take half damage from the cantrip. For your new spells, Haste amps up your body for 1 minute while you maintain the spell. While active, your speed is doubled, bringing it up to 90 feet. You gain +2 to your AC, you have advantage on dex saves, and you gain a free action. This action can be 1 weapon attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use object action. And when the spell ends, you cannot move or take actions until your next turn. Slow unleashes cold air within a 40-foot cube within 120 feet for 1 minute while you maintain the spell. Choose up to 6 creatures within the cube. They must now make a wisdom save or be affected by the air. Their speed is half, they have a -2 to their AC and dex saves, and they can't take reactions. It can only take an action or a bonus action, not both, and it can only make 1 melee or ranged attack regardless of their ability. If the creature attempts to cast a spell with a casting time of 1 action, roll a d20. On an 11 or higher, the speed doesn't begin until their next turn, and they must use their action to complete the spell. If they can't do this, the spell is wasted. At the end of each affected creature's turn, they may retake the save to end the spell on them. Level 7 wizards gain 4th level spells. For your new spell, Ice Storm sends out a massive ice blast out to 300 feet that unleashes a 20-foot radius, 40-foot tall cylinder. Each creature within the cylinder must make a dex save or take 2d8 bludgeoning damage and 4d6 cold damage. The area of the cylinder becomes difficult terrain until the end of your next turn. Fire Shield is kind of a weird spell. It can either be a shield made of fire or a shield against fire. When you cast this for the next 10 minutes, your body is covered in either ice or fire. You emit a 10-foot radius of bright light, and you choose its form. A warm shield grants cold resistance, and you will deal 2d8 fire damage to a creature that hits you with a melee attack, and a chill shield grants you fire resistance, and you deal 2d8 cold damage to a creature that hits you with a melee attack. Take a guess which one you're going to choose. Level 8 wizards earn our final ability score improvement. Place this into dex for better AC and melee attacks. For your new spell, take what you want, we're good at this level. Your character level 17 now, Frostbite and Ray of Frost max out at 4 damage dice each, and your proficiency bonus is also now maxed out at a +6. Level 9 wizards receive 5th level spells. For your new spells, Hold Monster is an improved version of Hold Person but can now target any creature, not just humanoids. Cone of Cold blasts ice out to 60 feet in a cone and forces a con save on everything within. A creature that fails takes 8d8 cold damage. If they die from this, they are frozen solid. Level 10 Evocation wizards now have Empowered Evocation. You can add your intelligence modifier to the damage of any wizard evocation spell you cast. For your new spells, once more choose what you want. You also get a new cantrip here. Our final level is level 11 wizard and you gain 6 level spells. For your final spells, Wall of Ice creates a wall of solid ice for 10 minutes while you maintain the spell. The wall can be a dome or a sphere with a 10-foot radius, or is a flat wall that can be up to 10 10-foot square panels. All these forms, the ice is at least 1 foot thick. When the wall appears, each creature within it must make a dex save or take 10d6 cold damage. The wall has an AC of 12 with 30 HP per 10-foot square and is vulnerable to fire. Even destroying a 10-foot section leaves frigid air that forces a con save on anyone who passes through it, dealing 5d6 cold damage. Udaluk's Freezing Sphere launches a sphere of ice that you throw 300 feet and then explodes into a 60-foot radius. Each creature within the blast radius must make a con save or take 10d6 cold damage. This will also freeze any liquid for 1 minute. You can also condense the sphere and hold on to it and it will detonate at a later time. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 10, Dex 18, Con 14, Intelligence 20, Wisdom 13, Charisma 8. Your total levels are Monk 9, Wizard 11. Let's dive in. You are cold. Almost all your ice spells add +5 to the damage, and most of them hit multiple creatures at once. You have amazing range, which up to 300 feet away, and even if your enemies want to close in on you, you're dealing 1d6 +4 magical damage and can hit up to 4 times. You can also fly, boost your speed well beyond what you need, reduce damage from ranged attacks, reduce falling damage, even negate falling damage, can end effects on yourself, and heal yourself. Downside. Well, firstly, you have the Spellcaster's Curse, concentration spells. You get a lot of them and can only have one up at a time. Also, did you notice how short the pro section was? Well, that's because your whole kit is ice-based, which is okay, but depending on who you're facing off against, this could become completely useless. You know, like the guy who trained you, who has way more experience than you and is immune to cold damage. Finally, your health is around 130, taking the average. So, I would improve your stats a little bit, because also your charisma is garbage. Don't let them get close and freeze your enemy solid, and then you will get the praise you most rightly deserve. Thank you for joining me today. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and Spotify. Make sure to check out my Patreon where you can help decide next week's new character.